The most important part of your car is the suspension. Whether you're looking to put down big power, have a nice comfortable ride, or simply arrive at your destination safely, good suspension makes all of the difference. Sadly for Andy's Miata, the old shocks in it are totally blown. This can make cornering kind of sketchy, and with even small imperfections in the road, we have been bouncing off of the bump stops like right there, but not for long. Because today we're installing some coilovers from Super Miata that should not only make this thing handle better than ever, but also lower the ride height a bit so it looks right sick. But before we get to installing these, how the heck does your suspension work? Well, there are two main components, the spring and the damper. The spring is very simple. As you compress or extend it, it exerts a force in the opposite direction. A spring alone, though, is basically useless. Sure, it'll absorb a bump once, but then it'll try and send you straight to the moon. To help control the spring, you also need a shock. Without a shock, your car will become a literal death trap, bouncing all over the place, and don't even try hitting the brakes. Unlike a spring, which exerts a force when you change the length, a damper exerts a force to a velocity. Like if I want to slowly push on this, it's really quite easy, but once I try and go fast, it takes a lot more force to change the length of this. So then, how does this work? And then I think we can just have a couple like... The inside of your shock is completely filled with oil. The stuff from this ended up on Andy's floor.
I'm a Roomba.
But just imagine it's all in here. As you go over a bump, this piston moves up and down, and there are a bunch of tiny little holes right here that the oil is forced through. As it goes through the holes, it slows this piston down and gives you a nice, comfortable ride. Dampers are also pressurized using nitrogen gas. Why, it was pretty exciting when we drilled this little hole. This is so that as the shock moves and creates a low pressure area, the oil does not cavitate, aka boil. If it does boil, then basically your shock no longer works, which is not desirable. If all we wanted to do was lower the car, we could add in some lowering springs. These typically make your car a bit stiffer, and they get your center of gravity lower, and also they make it handle like ass. The most important thing isn't how stiff your springs are or how stiff your dampers are, but how those two relate to each other. To figure out exactly what those values should be, we need to do a bit of math. This is what engineers call a mass spring damper system. As you can see, we have our mass, our spring, our damper, and the math right there. Now, if you looked at this and immediately understood all of it, good for you. And you also might have noticed that the best way to make your car very comfortable is just make the mass really, really high. Now, American cars in the 60s did this to great effect, and at the same time, they handled like crap and were really slow. That's why we don't do that anymore. By doing a bit of reconfiguring, we can get our damping ratio right here, which is the most important number for how your car handles. To get a bit more of an intuitive idea of how this works, we have this very nice little calculator here from Engineer's Edge. Now, it is upside down, but maybe, Andy, can you flip it?
Sure.
Ideally, I would use MATLAB for this, but sadly, I would much rather spend that money on a box. So right now, our damping ratio is 0.07, and when our car hits a bump, wow, that's gonna be a pretty bad time. Do you see how ridiculously long it is just bouncing up and down and up and down? Well, let's increase our damping a little bit. Where are we here? 0.27 is probably about where the Lincoln Nautilus was. So if we hit it here, you can see that it bounces a couple of times, but it does settle down eventually. The absolute ideal damping coefficient is somewhere right around 0.04, 0.041. Watch this. Bounce, tiny little bounce afterwards, and then immediately settles down. That is gonna have you a really nice bit of comfort, but also you don't have to worry too much about it being super harsh. If we max out the damping 0.83, you can see that it goes up and then very slowly makes its way back down. This could be good if you're on, I don't know, a track, but it's not going to be ideal on the road. What's the absolute best damping ratio though? Adjustable! To actually model your car's suspension, you need to have two mass spring damper systems. One for your tire and the unsprung mass, and one for your actual car and the suspension. I know what you're thinking. Alex, this has been so incredibly nerdy. No, the actual nerds model the whole thing as an equivalent electrical circuit. Enough math though, let's get some coilovers installed. Bunch of penetrant all over everything that we're taking apart. First thing we're gonna undo is the sway bar. Looks like we need to get some crap out of the way in the trunk before we can access the top of the shocks. What the hell's back here?
Wow.
And do you have drugs in the back of your car? Insulation. There's a bunch of it too. Oh, there we go. Wonderful. So what makes our new coilover better than the one we just took out, besides the fact that, you know, it's 30 years newer and is not ruined? Well, first of all, these are the Techna GTs from Super Miata, and they have about double the spring rate of the ones that we took off. Doubling the spring rate might sound almost crazy, but it's actually not particularly stiff as far as Miata coilovers go. The main advantages the Technas have over other Miata coilovers is that they are a full-length spring. So the spring that we have here is the same size as the one that we have stock. They also come preloaded from the factory to have a pretty good ride height. You can see here it'll reduce it by, I don't know, ½ an inch or something like that. And also the damper is full length, it is one piece. On some other coilovers, they'll have what's called a two-piece setup. So you'll have a generic damper that you use for all of them, and then you just swap out the bottom. But this can lead to a lot of your damper space actually just being the adapter that's on the bottom. By getting a bespoke one that's one piece just for the Miata platform, Super Miata was able to give us a bunch of damping distance all the way from down here to up here. All right, we're doing about 30 foot-pounds up here. The bolt's in, but we're not going to torque the bottom one just yet. Now we need to reclock all of the bushings. Because these are bonded rubber, they're going to have a tiny bit of preload in every single one of them. To get rid of that, we need to loosen every single one. Now I want to jack up the suspension until it just barely starts coming off of that jack stand. Okay, 60. On top of the shock, I'm going to install this little adjustment knob and then set it all the way soft just to get a baseline. There are remote adjusters available for these so that you don't have to go like behind your fuel lines and underneath your spare tire to adjust your shocks, but Andy didn't order those. Now it's time for the front. At the front of the car, we first have to remove a bunch of 10mm to get off the under tray, and then some 14s to get off the sway bar. Now I can crack the shock bolt. There we go. Then on the top, we have a pair of 14s. Now the shock is free, but it shouldn't be able to come out because this upper control arm is in the way. I want to see for myself, though, that you can't just get it out. Yeah, not a chance. Huge shout out to Wisdom Tools, by the way. They sent us over a whole bunch of stuff, including these ratcheting spanners. They're under the Wisdom Tools brand, and man, this has made our lives quite a bit better. They also sent over this 20-pound sledgehammer. I don't know what the first thing is that's going to require the use of this, but I suspect it'll be on the Z3. There's no chance this big bolt just comes out, is there? Oh, it's actually kind of trying. I was not expecting that at all. Haha, there we go. Suspension's out. This absolute beauty gets to go in now. All right, Andy, let's see how she looks.
Yeah. I assume it's not gonna be too low.
Let's go for a little run around the block to see if it settles at all. All right, we would always bottom out here. Wow, there wasn't even really a bump that time.
Oh wow, like suspension works.
It is so much more composed. This is hilarious. It does kind of feel like that we need to make the dampers a fair bit stiffer, but they're on their softest setting, makes sense. This is so much more confidence inspiring.
Did you notice that my door squeak is kind of gone?
Oh yeah, your door is squeaking less. Okay, corner. Oh, it's still rolling quite a bit. But I think that if we stiffen up those dampers, it might be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 15, there we go. These are 30-click shocks, so 15 puts us right in the middle of the damping. All right, bit stiffer. Let's chuck her into a corner, flat to the floor, under the speed limit. Hell yeah. Oh, that feels really good. I actually don't know that you need sway bars. 949 Racing, aka Super Miata, did say that with the additional stiffness, you might not want the sway bars, because then, like, you know, over undulations and stuff, it's a little bit like you'd start doing this. As set up, it might be good. Okay, let's hit some bumps. That felt really good. This might be the damper settings that you end up using.
Oh, this feels awesome.
It's comfy. It's a comfy car. Like, it's way comfier than before.
Which is match the branding, Grand Touring.
It also just feels way newer. Like, this feels like a car from the 2020s now, suspension handling wise. Even after some settling, I think that we need to drop this like an inch at least. Maybe tomorrow though, after we had some food. Yeah. To properly align Andy's Miata, we brought it to AutoMind here in Richmond. They have a bunch of spec Miatas out back, so we're gonna have a look at those in a bit. But before we can align it, we need to drop it a bit. Andy, you said 15 millimeters?
Yeah.
I want 30.
Oh no.
Not doing 30?
Nope. 20.
30.
20.
Okay, maybe we can go to 20.
Yeah.
To adjust your ride height, you need some coilover wrenches. First, you turn down the bottom collar, and then you drop the top one. Now, we did this in the garage at first, and we were a little bit sketched out because these springs become not preloaded after a while, but apparently all of the spec Miatas here are like that too, and it's totally fine. I don't love that, but apparently it's fine. Alignment's done, let's do some corners! Oh, it handles so good. Oh, maybe it does still roll a lot.
Yeah, probably need anti-roll bar.
Yeah, anti-roll bar is probably good, but
Yeah.
man, these are sick.
The biggest thing that I immediately noticed is like how comfortable the suspension is.
Oh yeah, even though it's twice as stiff, it is way more comfy over bumps because it's just so controlled. I don't want to say tight because it's not even tight, it's like smooth.
Oh yeah.
I really need to get a set of coilovers for my Z3. These are so much better than the stock suspension.
That is the problem of modifying a car. Like after you start getting into it, you just can't stop.
Okay, let's see if we rub it all around this corner. We didn't.
That's
Over
good.
here? Nope, still didn't.
Man, like that bumpy corner, back in the day, like with the shitty back strut, it's just not really drivable.
We did end up dropping it about 15, 20 millimeters, something like that.
Yeah.
Andy thinks it's perfect. I think it could go down another 15, 20 millimeters. So comment down below who's right and tell Andy to slam it.
I mean, personally, I do prefer the OEM Plus look, and a lot of the race car has functional gap.
A lot of those race cars that we saw today that were Miatas were way lower than this.
Chuck it in. Oh, it runs like a dream. I think the only thing it needs is some anti-roll bar.
Yeah.
Still, like this is the GT spec, not the sport spec. So it's still kind of like soft at the corner, but it's fun.
Having a bit of that Miata body roll is still such a good time.
I don't really want to go that harsh.
This guy has a kid and won't drop his car anymore.
No.
Unbelievable. One thing that's also nice about these coilovers is that there's zero maintenance. Some of the really high spec ones, you have to rebuild them every year or so, whereas these ones right here, you just huck them on, go for a drive. So huge thanks to Super Miata for sending over these coilovers. Yes. They are fantastic. Just like it'd be fantastic if you hit like, get subscribed, and of course, have a great old day. Our Patreon is linked down below, and that is the single best way for you to support the channel. See you later.
See you later. I'm gonna go corner.